Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Vulnerability Time podcast. I am your host and PhD student and author, Josias Abriel, and it is good to be back, ain't it? Alrighty, folks. So, few things before we get the episode started. One, you are loved. Two, if you're subscribed on YouTube, that is beautiful. Stay subscribed on YouTube, but also subscribe on Apple or Spotify or another platform in addition, just because sometimes YouTube skips certain episodes and sometimes it doesn't. And it's really weird. I don't know how to fix that. It's on their end, not my end. So I don't know how to fix that. I reached out to someone. They should be working on it, but I don't want y'all to miss any episodes. It doesn't happen too often, but just in case, subscribe elsewhere. Last and third thing is go ahead and go on Spotify and Apple or YouTube and share the podcast and leave a review. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts if you can. It helps the algorithm, and just know that when you folks help the algorithm, you're also helping heal someone's life, save someone's life, encourage someone's life, uplift someone, help someone feel loved, all because you help the algorithm. So thank you folks for doing that. And with that being said, folks, enjoy the episode. Alrighty, folks. So welcome back. Today with us we have a new guest, Dr. Noushin. Hello, Doctor. Great to have you on the show. Thank you for being here. I'm really excited for what we're going to talk about today, folks. I'm sure you can tell by the title. But before we get into our topics, Dr. Noushin, tell us a little bit about you. You know, any work that you have, things that you do, things like that.
Hello, thank you so very much for having me. Thanks for your invitation. By training, I am a radiation oncologist, and I have been practicing as a radiation oncologist for 26 years. However, through my own journey of healing, because of a ton of childhood traumas I had, which had resulted in treatment-resistant clinical depression, PTSD, insomnia, you name it,
Mhm.
I was forced to come out of the box of Western medicine. And that led me into energy healing, which was amazing. And now I have become this bridge between the two worlds.
Yes. Beautiful. I okay, so Dr. Newson, I think I told Doctor this already, but she's a sign and a confirmation to me from the universe, because the universe, y'all know how I, you know, am with the universe. I'm just like, is that if that's you, you have to confirm it through someone else, right? And so Dr. Newson was that person. Um, I hadn't told anybody about, what the universe has been telling me. I let the universe speak to me, whether it's through a random stranger on the road, or, a guest, just anybody. Someone will just mention something that the universe has been, you know, um, putting on my heart and on my soul.
Yeah.
And so, um, I've been looking forward to this episode. I'm so excited to hear about the journey with Western medicine to energy work.
So am I. I
Yes.
just want to shout it from the rooftops
Yes.
because it's only 6 years ago. 6 years ago
Yes.
in 2020, when my psychiatrist sat in front of me and said, I have nothing else to offer you.
Hmm.
That was a dead end for me, and it was
Right.
frightening. I sat at the outside of his office and cried my heart out. I was like, what am I supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
And as an oncologist, sadly, I have given this kind of message to many patients, and it was
Hmm.
the first time I was in their shoes in a way.
Right.
And I was like, okay. And I was in such a bad shape that I was like, okay, I have only two choices. I either have to end it because I can't live like this,
Hmm.
or I have to find another way. And thankfully, I chose the latter.
Yes. Tell us about, thank you for sharing that, by the way. So tell us about m- how has energy work? First off, what is energy work?
Energy work has many faces, right? For
Mhm,
me, the two that, just like you said, the universe sent it to me. Universe
yes.
respects your will,
Mhm,
right? So at
yes.
that moment that I made the choice that I want to live
Yes.
and I want to look for other modalities, two modalities showed up in my Facebook from all
Mhm,
places, right? And universe doesn't care, like you said. You get the message and guidance through somebody speaking on the street
yeah.
or radio you're listening to. Universe gives you the message.
Yes.
And I saw these in my Facebook, and I'm like, okay, I'll try them. And I have tried many other modalities that didn't work. I'm like, I try anything, right?
Yes.
So one of them is called Make Anything Possible, or in short, MAP.
Mhm,
And in my opinion, and based on my own personal experience and the clients that now I treat,
yes.
is the most efficient and the most effective way of treating childhood traumas.
Right.
In fact, only six sessions of MAP neutralized a ton of my childhood trauma that
Mm.
30 years of therapy had not neutralized.
Wow.
And it was so mind boggling for me that I was like, what? 6 sessions?
Hmm.
And nobody has told me about this. I have to become a coach because
Yeah.
I felt that where I was 6 years ago, every day there are people that are exactly there. And I'm afraid they may not choose living. And I was
Right.
afraid for that, right?
Yes.
The second modality that showed up in my Facebook is called Kundalini Activation
Yes.
Process, or in short, CAP. And the way I use an analogy to distinguish these two, if you go to get a massage, they may ask you, is there any particular part of your body that you want me to work on? And you may say, yeah, my neck has been hurting. That's MAP. MAP works specifically on your
Mm.
childhood traumas. But CAP increases your vibrations, and we are all energy. We are all
Yes.
vibration, right? Our
Wait, by cap you mean
Kundalini
um
activation process.
com- Kundalini activation process. Okay, gotcha. Yes, continue. Yes, we are all energy. Yes.
So emotions have vibrations,
Yes.
thoughts have vibrations, people have vibrations, foods have vibration, locations have vibrations. And if a modality can raise your vibration, all aspects of your
Mhm.
being, physical, mental, emotional, improves. Because and
Wow.
it happens spontaneously without
Yeah.
any intervention.
Right.
Because, for example, depression has a very low vibration,
Yes.
but joy, gratitude, being authentic to yourself has a very
Very
high
high.
vibration. Any physical illness has very low vibration. Health is a very high vibration state of being. And so for me, I have been doing CAP for 6 years. I continue to do it because even when they say sky is the limit, I say yes, even sky is the limit because with CAP, things are getting better and better for me. And I have
Mm.
experienced things that I couldn't even imagine. So I continue to receive CAP from my own facilitator. But for the past 2 years, I have become a facilitator and also give it to other people.
Can this be done? How can, let's say someone's listening right now and they
Mhm,
want to do cap.
mhm.
How can we
I do
how
it.
can we reach
I
out?
offer it online every Saturday. I offer it online. I have clients from all over the world that I'm in Houston, so they can't be here. But
Oh,
we're talking,
really?
yeah, we're talking about quantum
Houston.
field, right? Are you?
I'm from Houston, born and raised.
Oh, okay. Well,
Mhm.
see. Universe knows. I didn't.
Yes.
So I do online for people who are not local, and I do in person for people who are local. And there's really not a whole lot of difference between
Right.
online and local, because in quantum world there is no locality.
Yes. You know what? And do you have a website that we where we can find you at
Yes,
or get in touch with you?
I have actually two websites. For
Wonderful.
my energy work cap and map, it is called Healing by Heart. And heart, the last word is HART, my
Oh.
married name. I often joke and I say I married my ex husband because of his easy last name.
Oh gosh.
Izadifer has been pronounced so many different ways. That's my maiden name. And then for cancer, even though I have left clinic in mid
Mhm.
March, I left clinic because clinic doesn't let you talk about the
Right.
whole picture. Like the
Yeah, right.
you have to only speak about things that are allowed. So I left
That is
clinic
true.
3 months ago, and I have a website for cancer if somebody wants to do a consultation with me, and that is called Heart to Heart Cancer Consultants. But thankfully, you don't have to write all of those words because my website address is H, letter H, number two, letter H, letter C, letter C.com.
Fabulous. And it'll be in the episode description below, folks. So you can just go and
Perfect.
click on that. Okay. Well, you might be seeing a familiar face. By that I
Cool.
mean me.
Good.
About Cap, right?
Oh, mhm,
But continue to increase my vibrations.
mhm,
You know, something that you mentioned. Now, I want to say, before I say this, folks, the increase in vibrations, it's so worth it.
mhm,
Um, like it is so worth it. I've had moments where it was hard for me to see that just because when you're no longer on the vibrational alignment with someone, y'all can fall away from each other. Meaning, meaning that,
absolutely.
yeah, meaning like you're just no longer online or,
Mhm,
in alignment. It doesn't mean they're bad people. It just
mhm,
means not aligned. So it's like I remember like someone that I've known for 10 years, I would have never thought, but you know, I also was very aware though that my vibrations I kept increasing,
mhm,
and they didn't. Doesn't mean they're a bad person. It just means that,
mhm. Yeah,
eventually.
your paths are different. Mhm,
Exactly. And so I'm I've noticed certain things like even on my social media,
mhm.
there have been like six people that, were very good to me. Out of nowhere, they just blocked me.
Yep, yep.
And the thing is, like, the universe already told me that was going to happen. So when
Uh-huh,
it happened, I actually thought it was quite cool and quite
uh-huh.
interesting. Now
Mhm.
I do. But if this happened like, 6, 7 years ago, I probably would not be thinking
Yeah,
that.
right, right. Yes, so why? What did I do? Now
Hmm.
you know. You look okay. I love analogies, and I picture an atom, and there's nucleus in the middle, and there are these orbits with different electrons at different orbits. When you jump an orbit, you go to a different orbit. Guess what? The electrons that you were rotating in the previous orbit are not there anymore. You're
Yeah.
up here with new electrons. So
Yes.
people who are not vibrating at your level,
Right.
automatically they leave your circle.
Yes.
And new people, you find new people who
New
are,
people, right. New people, new experiences,
yeah,
new doors, new opportunities.
yes.
Um, you know, and I'm really, really just starting to see that in just almost every aspect of my life. It's just like
Mhm.
I'm on a new timeline, I like to say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, new cast, same director because it's me, but new cast members and just, you know, uh, my life looks so much different for the better, for the better.
Yes, Yes. And
Mm,
it goes so much with this idea of manifesting things. When the book Secret came out and the movie, everybody wanted to manifest everything and especially money. The
yes.
problem is that they wanted to manifest from here, like
Mhm.
they make affirmations, but the level of vibration
It was
is not as level of abundance. They're coming from lack. Lack has
right.
very low vibration. You can't vibrate at the level of lack and have abundance. So when your vibration goes up, good things, good people, good job, good
Mhm.
opportunities, all good high vibration
Yes.
stuff just are just given to you because you're
Yes.
vibing with each other.
Yes. Well, two things. One, for those of us who don't know, tell us what is vibrations? Because I don't know how
Vibration,
to explain it.
right,
I don't-
right. Whether you look at light or sound,
Mhm.
there are waves, right? And those waves, depending of how many times they go up and down in a minute or whatever, that is a frequency.
Yeah,
So vibration is really level of your frequency,
frequency.
whether your frequency is fast or low, and that is true for light, that's true for sound, that's it for all forms of energy.
Thank you for saying that, because for me, sorry, there's something stuck in my teeth. For me, vibrations was kind of like trying to describe the color blue.
Mhm,
It's kind of like how do you I know it. Like I
mhm.
know it. I could see it, but it's like how do I describe it? Or just any color. Like, how do I describe it if let's say we're not aware of any colors, how do I describe the color blue? So, thank you for helping me verbalize vibrations because that's true. It is frequency. There's and I know there are folks that may not believe in frequencies, but I was like, well, you believe in sound? You believe in sound
I
if
don't
I
know who cannot believe in frequency. I mean, how can you
right.
not believe in frequency when
Hmm.
you, I mean, if you believe in physics, which is science, you
Right.
gotta believe in frequency and vibration.
I completely agree. I will say this from my experience from those who don't believe in vibrations or frequency, I think it was more of the wording of it because it
Mhm,
wasn't quote unquote religious word. I I'm not religious at all.
mhm.
Thankfully. But
I'm
that
not religious either. I am spiritual, not
yes,
religious.
spiritual. Exactly. That's what I am now. But
Meaning that I don't
mhm,
need a middleman to connect to the source.
to the source.
I have a
Exactly.
personal relationship.
Exactly, exactly. And so, but back then though, um, back then, when I was going to church, back
Yeah,
then,
me too.
you say that word, folks be
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh no,
Yes.
that's new agey."
Yes.
So, and I was still learning vibrations and frequencies. I was still accepting that, because I knew it was true. It just wasn't part of my I was still unlearning my programming. How about that? I was
Yes,
still unlearning
exactly. Exactly.
yes,
Mhm.
but I would have loved to if I could go back, I would
Mhm.
love to say, if I clap, you hear something.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's frequency. To
Exactly.
to help folks, understand and digest and see that guess what? It's all around you. Don't get so caught up on the word
Mhm.
necessarily, just because it's not like part of your religious text or religious talk when you go to church or wherever. But it's still all around us. Everything is energy.
Yes. I
Mm.
mean, nowadays, especially with the technology, say ultrasound, you use
Mhm.
ultrasound to break kidney stones, right?
Yep.
How does ultrasound breaks kidney stone? It's energy, it's vibration, it's
Yes.
frequency. How does sound heal people? We have sound healing. It's just vibration of the sound, just a different vibration, different frequency.
Mhm.
How does red light improves inflammation? Oh, because the red light has a different frequency. Like all of it. It's all over the place.
Exactly. It is. And it's so, and I think it's very strategic that just Global systems no longer teach this or want to teach this. I think it's
That's
very
true.
strategic. Don't
That's
get me
very
started.
true. Yes,
Yes.
me too. I had hair loss
Hmm.
for the longest time.
Yeah.
As a doctor, I went, I saw every specialist, and I was like, oh, we don't know why, we don't know why, we don't know
Yeah.
why. Oh, we don't know what to try to treat you. I found red light and my hair fall stopped. And I went with their red light device. I'm like, you're a dermatologist. You should know about red light.
Right.
You should tell about red light. They still don't.
Mm, exactly. And like you said, like we were going over in my medical sociology class, I was a teaching assistant for it. We were going about like how, the we were more so going it wasn't energy work. It was more so what we talked about was Western versus Eastern medicines or and also Western versus just natural,
Uh-huh.
and um it is not just my bias saying this, folks. It's actually a fact that it's very big pharma. I'll just say this. They are
Oh,
very,
absolutely.
very, very strategic. That's the
Oh,
sociologist coming out.
they dictate the curriculum of medical
Mhm.
school.
Yes, and
No,
helped us
we
to.
don't. We as medical students, we don't get even an hour of education about nutrition. I mean, you can heal a lot of things by changing your diet, right?
Yes,
There's no word about nutrition,
right. There's
and that's
no
only one of
culture.
the things. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And there's no culture sensitivity classes, because you
yes,
might have clients from different cultures.
right.
And what was so beautiful and so graceful is you know, learning this new information, my students, they were frustrated at doctors.
Hmm.
But we we then taught them, and I was also taught this as well, you know, it's the system, not
Hmm.
necessarily the
Yes,
doctor's fault.
exactly,
Right.
exactly.
And we went over, and one of their big assignments that they had to do was create a curriculum to
Hmm.
implement in med schools, right? To help understand the human more holistically, right?
Yes,
And so,
that separation of body, mind, and spirit is a crime. We
yes,
are just one. There's no. So, I mean, you talk to a doctor about mind, they say, oh, that's not my specialty. Go to see a psychiatrist, right? They don't want to talk about it. Spirit, you talk about it, they think you're crazy. Oh, they're talking about spirit. But our spiritual being, our mental state has such a direct effect on our body, our physical health. And the first thing I would do in a curriculum is like, okay, forget about this separation. These all three. When you talk to a patient, you talk about all three of them at once.
yes. Yes, exactly. You know what? I am just gleaming with gratitude hearing you. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask that you also, just to me personally, send me your email.
Sure.
I would love for you if time, works out, time schedules.
Sure.
I would love for you to guest speak
Uh-huh.
for my medical sociology class.
I would love to. Yes.
Okay, fabulous. So I will talk to my chair and the professor that I work with. I'm
Hmm.
also an instructor, but
Hmm.
for medical sociology, I was just a teaching assistant.
Sure.
So I'm going to talk to her. Her
Hmm.
name's Dr. Whalen. She's amazing. Um, because y'all would get along very, very, very well, and I think you would add to the already enriched class that it is. I think you would add. You would
That's
just
where
add.
we have to begin. And I have colleagues here in Houston that have started going, giving talks for medical students. We
Yes.
really have to start in
Yes.
medical school
Yes. Because
to
a lot of my
open their
students
mind.
are planning to go to med school
Right,
after
right,
this.
right, right.
Yes. The class was full with future med students.
Perfect.
Yes. I'm so excited. Okay. So yes, I will do that. Something that you so for the vibrations and energy, it
Mhm.
took me a process to get to raise my vibrations.
How do you do that?
Well, one, healing and transmuting and healing me holistically,
Hmm.
unlearning what was taught to me,
Yep.
being more my authentic self, um,
Yeah.
listening to high frequency vibrations. I listen to 432 hertz frequencies.
Yes. Yes. That does it.
That's helped me. What else? Just having genuine fun,
Hmm.
right? Like genuine
Go
fun.
into nature. Just
Nature
go
was
into the
next.
woods and boom, your vibration.
I hug trees now.
Yes. Yes. I do it all the time.
Yes, I love it. Everyone that well, not everyone, but I told a couple people because now I really do view, well, how about this? I just now, I, over the past year, a year and a half, I've just gotten more interested in just nature. Like, I don't know, it just out of nowhere, it's like it grew and
Because you're vibing, your new
I was,
vibrations. Yeah.
uh, we get each other. Yes, yes, Doctor, you are just,
Yes.
you're
You
amazing.
just do this naturally. When we vibe with something, we just are attracted. They are attracted to us. We are attracted
Yes.
to them.
And now I know this may be controversial. Apparently based off others' responses, not any podcast guests, but other people that I've, talked to, I view nature as just as equally important as humans.
We
So
are
just
just
like,
part of it. And we have declared that we are better than anybody else. There's no,
right.
I mean, gosh, quite honestly, animals are much better than us.
Yes, 1000%.
I
I
mean,
think we can all
dogs,
agree.
they know unconditional love. And,
Yes.
they are healers by nature. Cats, too. I mean, they're such a high vibration animals. And I think
Very.
it's just such a bad habit that when a human is really, really bad, we call them animal. We should call them human.
Right. Yes. The hierarchy that has been taught
Yeah.
in the global, in the globe, it's really, we're seeing it's really damaging,
Yes.
Um, you know, imagine if how we view human lives, how, you kill someone, you go to prison or something like that. You know how well, that's a terrible example for what I'm about to say, but it kind of makes a point.
Yeah.
But,
Same
you
thing with
know,
animals. If to be punished for hurting the trees, for hurting the
right.
animals, hurting the earth. I
Yeah,
mean, look what we have done to the earth. Native
exactly.
Americans, if you look at their practices, they live in such a harmony with nature,
They
with
are
the water,
one.
with the trees,
Yes.
with the animals, with
Yes.
so much respect, which we haven't really respected the earth.
Exactly. And I was like, imagine how much differently we would treat Earth if we were viewed as we are all one or we are a
Exactly.
part of, you
Hmm.
know, um, that we're not above of, because
Yes.
if we view something as less than, we can treat it as less than. And we see, we've caused we've done a lot of harm to nature. We have, and thankful that nature still loves us. But, I wonder, a lot of um what governments do to nature for, financial gain. I wonder if we all viewed nature as a part of us or as one, as equally one with us. I wonder the uproar. I wonder the protest. I wonder how long they would be able to continue to do it. If we all took a stand. But that that's sounds like more new earth. Right now that's kind of unrealistic thinking, but at least it seems like that right now, that it's unreal. We're too divided. They want us too divided to
We
even.
have been very entitled beings,
Yeah,
and we are entitled to the lives of all the animals we kill
yeah,
and eat, or we kill because of their skin or whatever reason,
yeah.
or because we enjoy hunting or whatever, and the trees and everything, and then destroy all those resources and the way we treat each other, wars and all of that. but Earth has its own consciousness.
Yes.
Earth
Are
is
you
a
talking about the
living
shaman
being.
resonance? Are you about to?
Yes, yes,
Yes. Earth.
that
Earth is
too. But
alive.
Earth is alive, and Earth will defend itself.
Yes, exactly. And we I'm grateful that Earth still loves us, but Earth, it does defend when need be.
Yes.
But I'm grateful that Earth still loves us and hasn't wiped us all out. Um, but I saw there was something told to me the other day, and it really, really made me think. If Earth loses 3 billion humans, Earth will still survive. Earth will thrive. If Earth loses 3 billion trees, Earth will die.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm just like, who even told us that? Like, who taught us? This is what I like to think. I was like, wait, where's this coming from? Who taught us that nature, this very Earth that we live on, is still less than us?
Depending on your belief system, there are many versions of and different answers to your question. But it's human greed at the root of it.
Yeah.
It's the greed and entitlement that we
Hmm.
are we are better than any other creature on earth, and we
Right.
can do whatever.
Right. Right, exactly, exactly. And so, I mean, nature, so I love what you said. Nature is like, be, before I get to that next point, between me and you, I even wave at the trees. I talk to them. I say, you are so beautiful. Thank you for
Absolutely.
existing and helping with the oxygen and the carbon. Thank you. I literally thank the trees. I was
Every
like, they're
time I'm
alive.
coming out of my garage or coming in, I'm waving to all my trees and flowers. Like, you're so beautiful. I send them
Yes.
kisses.
Yes.
They're
Because
living. They're
they're
living.
living. We talk to cats and dogs and our pets.
Mhm.
Why not the plants as
And
well?
we have scientific data that you play music for your plants, they grow better as opposed to like chaotic sounds around them.
Mhm,
And you
mhm.
talk to them, you touch them. I kiss the leaves of my plants. It's like I have a relationship with them.
Yes. Did you
And this is
see
scientifically proven.
it's scientifically proven? Did you see that study on they had two plants of the same plants and one person talked very ugly to the plant and
Mhm,
the other
mhm.
one said good things to the plant and spoke life into it and they grew differently.
The Japanese study, it happened with water.
Water
They
too.
talked to water, two bottles of water, and they said bad things to one, and then they froze it and looked at the crystals, and the ones that we talked kindly, they had very coherent, beautiful uh, geometric shapes, and the ones that we talked with hatred and stuff, they were like they they were chaotic structures. Water has memory. So if I always write beautiful words on the bottles of my water, like love,
I'm gonna start doing that.
gratitude, because it changes the structure of your water. Now, we are more than 70% water.
Water.
So let's see what happens to my human structure when somebody talks badly to me,
Yes.
or somebody talks good, or bad news or fearsome. It completely changes our structure. So
Yes.
trees, and there are a lot of water in them. Same thing.
I started tearing up because that connection just really hit because folks we've talked about on the show about when kids are told these awful awful
Oh,
things growing up
mm,
and we see how it affects them,
oh yeah.
whether it's through people pleasing, whether it's through becoming that person that
Yeah. Yes.
spreads the
Become criminals or addicts
yes.
or
Oh,
whatever.
that's my research, folks, is the
Yeah.
adverse childhood experience
ACE
direct
study.
correlation,
Mhm.
yes, to incarceration.
Yep.
That's
And
that.
cancer and diabetes and obesity and all of
Stroke,
the diseases.
postpartum,
Yeah.
psychosis, postpartum
Yeah.
depression. ACEs increases the likelihood of all of those things.
Absolutely. Do you know what is my ACE score?
What? Mine's 5. What's yours?
7.
I have a 7. I'm glad you found CAP.
And math,
because
yes.
and map because
Yeah, you can change your score. I mean, yeah, when you they
mhm,
ask, did this and this and this
7.
happen
Wow.
in your
Mhm.
childhood? The answer is always yes, and the score is the same.
Mhm.
But you can break that connection
Yes.
and
Right, exactly.
change
You're
your
not
life.
doomed. Yes, exactly. You can change. Though it may not be our fault, we do have responsibility now that we're older.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I remember the day, this
Mhm.
was 20 years ago. I was driving, listening to radio. There's this beautiful foundation in Houston against racism.
Mhm.
And her first name is Sherry. She was talking and she was talking about racism. And she said, it's not your fault that you learned
Right.
this, but
Right.
it's your responsibility
Responsibility.
to get better. And that's true for everything. So,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes, exactly. And I think it was when the universe gave me that download about you know, it's not your fault, how and it is however it's your responsibility.
Right.
That gave just to even just start at a place like that, like, oh my, I found that out like later on in my healing journey. I'm still on healing journey and it's a journey.
Yes. It's
But
until the day we leave the earth.
yes, until we transition from this
Yeah.
incarnate, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, so I say it now and I say it freely now and I tell my students that because I teach what I'm an instructor for is juvenile delinquency.
Oh,
So my students call me professor. I guess I'm a professor. I don't know.
sure. Why not?
My thing says instructor, so I was like, well, I guess it's the same or something. But
Yeah.
so I teach a college level course. So I teach at the school that I attend for my PhD currently, folks. So
Mhm.
um, one of the courses that I'm an instructor for is juvenile delinquency, and
Mhm.
you know, only I taught a lot of students, but only two of them knew that ACEs was had some correlation to
Wow.
incarceration.
Wow.
Yes, yes, and so it was very eye-opening for us to understand and learn a society, and it's so funny because um I had them write, their thoughts at the beginning of the course
Hmm.
on criminals or folks that we identify as criminals, and then to see at the end what they wrote,
Yeah.
two different things, and what I'm thinking about doing, thanks to you, what I'm thinking about doing next semester is an extra credit opportunity for my students. Um, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I guess I have to think about it more, but we'll either do the plant or the water, but we'll speak to it differently.
Hmm.
And at the end of the semester, we'll see what it looks like.
Yes.
Um, we probably should probably do the plant because that's more,
Plant is more obvious.
it's
With
more obvious.
water,
Yeah.
you have to make sure that everybody freezes the water better. It has to be a certain
Yeah,
way. They may
exactly.
not do it correctly, but plant, I think it's beautiful.
Yes. I yeah, so I'm thinking I'm gonna do that so we can not only will we learn it, um, and things like that, but we'll also this would be a great opportunity for us to see it so we
Yes.
can have a deeper, even more understanding
Yes.
towards, not only the incarcerated population, but ourselves as who we are, and what we may have experienced or haven't experienced, or maybe just want to learn about others, and so the class was not only healing for like the class not only, was learning experience, but it unintentionally helped so many of us, including myself, heal parts of ourselves, right? That we didn't even know needed healing. And I didn't even intend that class to be that way necessarily.
Mhm.
The only thing that I do is I write on the board, "You are loved," every time, every
Beautiful.
class.
That's beautiful.
Yes. And I have it as a question on their exams. Well, I was like, what do I always write on the board? You know, yeah, I've always wanted to be that type of professor that
That's
just throws in a
beautiful.
little something.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful. Yes.
you know,
I want to share something personal about
please.
plants. I
Yes.
used to think that I didn't have a green thumb because
Me
every
either.
plant
Yeah.
I had
Me
would
too.
die. And I wasn't talking to the plant, but I was so damn depressed
Oh,
that they were getting my energy and they were just, oh, she's dying, I'm dying. But now all plants that I grow, they just grow beautifully because my
wow.
energy has shifted. And of course, I kiss them and I talk to them and all
Yes.
of that. But I think I was so depressed that they were completely ignored and they would just
Yes.
die.
Wow. That is, and there's more that I don't know just yet about plants and energy, but I do know, like, trees. I don't know if it's every tree, but trees, we are able to, if we are feeling feelings of what we would identify as negativity, we can hug the tree. We
Absolutely.
can touch
Any
the
part of
tree.
Earth, you can walk barefoot.
Oh,
Grounding is so very important. And our
oh,
houses are not grounded because the material they use are
yeah.
not natural, and they connect many of those material disconnect us from the earth. We are
Wow.
walking in our own house barefoot, but we're disconnected. That's why it's important that you ground your house. And
Oh.
if your house is not grounded, you go outside and walk barefoot on the grass. That is the best way of recharging yourself.
You you know what?
Um,
You know what? When I get finished with vacation, or maybe even, well, because I can't take it with me on the plane, or can I take plants with me on the plane? I don't know if I can, but I'll look it up. I'll look it
Depends
up.
on how big or small it is.
Okay. Um, well, when I go back to, because I have one more semester left of academic coursework, and then I'm
Mhm.
complete research phase. Right now I'm in both, but then I'm in
Yes,
complete, and I can't wait. I'm
right,
tired of
right. For your
coursework.
dissertation?
Yes, I am tired of coursework. I'm in the
Yeah.
complete. So I already started the research phase early, so I might be finishing earlier than I thought.
Good.
So I was
Wonderful.
gonna go to law school after this, but now I'm done. I was like, after this, I'm finished. PhD will do it to you, and so will med school, and so will law school. But that'll that'll be like, yeah. This is, but so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna buy a lot of plants and just be in my
Mhm.
room, and I'm just gonna sit with them, and you know, I I'm also gonna buy, a hamster as well. Um, they're so cute. How could I not? I want to buy another hamster, but I'm also gonna buy plants as well. I'm just gonna sit and I'm gonna talk to them every day, just
Yes.
so when I talk, and I need to create that habit so that it becomes more and more natural because I was taught, how the rest of, capitalist society teaches people, that plants are less than inanimate objects, and
Right.
if they look good, great. If you think they don't look good, then
Throw
pay
it
it no
away.
mind. Yeah, exactly. And so I'm becoming more and more intentional
Yeah.
with nature, and so I mean, you know, it was in the hardest stage. Well, I don't want to say the hardest stage. Because no, it was extremely hard, but there's another word, the dark soul.
Mhm.
The
The
dark
dark
soul,
night of the soul.
dark night of the soul moment is when everything just started to open up for me even more. And things already opened up extremely when I had my NDE at 15 and left my
Oh, wow.
body. Yeah, I'm gonna send you the episode when I
Okay.
left my body and went on the other side
Nice.
and how I saw plants there.
Oh, wow.
When we think, well, not, I would say many of us don't, because that's how we're taught. That's not necessarily our fault, yada, yada, yada. However, how we view plants on Earth is not how they're viewed on the other side. The other side, the plants, you are aware of their conscious, they are aware of yours. And for me, I, I could feel and I knew the plants loved me.
Yep.
They love, like they are so much love. And so coming back
So,
to Earth, um, I s- a lot of things were cleared away from my programming, but there were some things that I had to unprogram because it was teaching me other things during the unprogramming process. And so that moment that I thought was not as significant in my
Oh,
NDE
it's very.
in 2024, in 20, well, the NDE was in 2013, but in 2024, my world just, those, the dark night of the soul, um, my awareness and my NDE just became so much, there were the things that I thought were insignificant, quote unquote, became just as equally important.
You
And
integrated them.
yes, exactly. And something told me, it was the universe, but that everything that I experienced in my NDE, I may not understand all of it
Yes.
right then and there, but over
Yeah,
time it
gradually.
will be edifying. And oh my goodness. And so now it's just like everything just connected for me. So now when I see plants, I remember they are alive, they are conscious, they love us,
Hmm.
and they don't have to, well, they just do, but they don't have to
That's the
necessarily.
that's the essence of
Exactly.
God or
Yeah,
source. It's just love for no
exactly.
reason at all.
Exactly.
Unconditional love, because that's what
Unconditional.
it is. I love NDEs and constantly watch NDEs, right?
Do you watch
And
the other side NDE, that channel?
I don't remember which. I go through whatever
Tons of, yeah,
YouTube
yeah.
come. Yeah, but I have heard it over and over again
Mm.
that the colors are so very different that we don't even have those colors. But they call it vibrant because their level of vibration is higher. And then they say this light is coming out of these plants and they are alive and they're conscious, just like you described.
And and that's what I, in the long version of my NDE, which is on this podcast, episode 130, folks, if you want to check that out. The
Okay.
short version is on the other side NDE YouTube
Okay.
channel. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
send you both links. So if
Yes,
you wanna,
please do that.
yes.
I love watching them.
The long one, the reason why it's long is because I go in depth in my past, because we see that my NDE is so personal with everything that happened in my NDE, so loving and so personal with my past. So it
Uh-huh.
just, but the thing is, like, my past though, it was not a, it was a lot, there was a lot of trauma in there. So,
Sure.
I want to give folks that warning is, it's not,
Yes.
the past is heavy. So the first part of the show is heavy, but then the other part is so amazing, so
Right.
beautiful. So it's
Thank
whatever y'all energy is feeling, folks. Listen to your body.
you.
If
Right.
you don't want to, if you're feeling you might be more triggered, more susceptible to triggers, listen to the shorter version, folks, which is on the
Uh-huh.
link below as well. But yeah, but I'll send you those links as well.
Thank you.
Um, and yes, and one thing I talk about in the long version, yes, there are colors that we have not seen over there. Things are more vibrant that I wouldn't, so let's say if a blue, I wouldn't even know to call it blue just because it's too
Yes.
vibrant. It seems like that blue may exist on Earth, but humans can only see a certain amount of frequency.
Yes.
But there are also other colors that I have no words for.
Oh, wow. But we have very limited range of
Yes.
perception of light and sound.
So
Animals
most of our
around
world is
us,
invisible to us.
right? So there are animals around us that hear things that we don't hear, see things
See
that we
things.
don't see because we have very limited vision, right?
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I was like, children or
Yes.
your dog or animals, if they are
Yes.
seeing, or the elderly,
Right.
if they are
Right.
seeing, if believe
They
them,
they are here.
they
We
are
don't
here.
see them, but they're
Hmm.
here. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Because what I learned, especially for my indie, is, children are coming from the other side. Those
Exactly.
who are on their deathbed are leaving. So those are the closest.
They have one
S-
leg here, one in the other dimension. At the
Yes.
that extremes of life, they are like
Yes.
one leg here, one leg there.
Yes. So, doctor, I want to, for someone who is, let's say, they're not used to, because I wasn't raised hearing vibrations, frequency,
Sure,
I
sure.
learned all that came because of my NDE,
Right.
right? And so for those who have never even thought of vibrations and are hearing you and now are interested in wanting to increase their vibrations, what is there any advice? What's a start? How did you start? What is any advice that
Just
you
try
have?
chat. I have a cousin who was always afraid of cap because she would watch these movies of me or
Wait,
somebody else that
which tap is
that is Kundalini activation process.
yes, right.
And you might have involuntary movements of your body because energy is shaking you and moving you. And she was afraid, oh my God, what does that mean? I said, nothing. You'll be happy when that happens. And finally, she got over her fear and started CAP with me 6 months ago.
Mhm.
She is so different now. She can't miss a Saturday. It's like every Saturday she's there. So when you feel it, when you feel how you feel after and how this changes, then you don't need proof. It's like I am the proof. It's like look
Right.
at me 6 years ago and look at me now. I am the proof. I'm walking the proof.
And though that those links can be found below, folks. Um, this has been a fabulous, fabulous
Me too. I
episode.
really enjoyed talking to
I
you.
enjoyed this. This was amazing. I'm gonna send you those links too.
Yes.
Um, and so folks, you can. It's in the link. It's also in my link below, folks. When you just click on my link tree, there's the other side NDE, and then on my show you can just go to episode 130. But Doctor, I'm gonna send you because I already sent it to someone, so I just copy and paste it, is I'll have it categorized. Here's the short version in the link, and here's the long version in the link.
Okay.
So,
Beautiful. Thank you. And I'll send you my email. Please contact me. I would be happy to talk to your class.
yes, yes, okay, perfect. I actually will have you ask you to come talk to mine as well, because you get the yes from me. The professor, I gotta ask
Yes,
her for
sure, of
her
course.
class, just because just if she already has too many guest speakers, so I
Yes,
gotta.
I understand. Yes,
But for me and my curriculum, I'm
yes.
going to I can add you in there easily. I will do that.
Good, good.
So, folks, if no one has told you today that you are loved and that you are lovable, allow me to be the first and allow yourself to be the second. You are loved and you are so lovable and you are worthy of love, even when you don't feel it. And I want to issue a small challenge to y'all. I dare you. Okay, here's the challenge. Go to it- we'll start off small. Just do one or two. We'll start off small. Go say hi to one or two plants and or trees. Just start off small. I know it can be uncomfortable at first. You might feel quote unquote crazy. Yeah. So we'll start off small, one to two. Just say hello, admire it, do acknowledge its existence and show appreciation. Even if you may not feel it, show it through action. And sometimes it starts with action. So
Fake it until you make it.
exactly. In this case, that is definitely yes. Yes. So alrighty folks, well I will see y'all next episode for the season finale, episode 10. Alrighty, bye everyone. Doctor, stay on the